Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Social Media Compass. My name is Jaclyn Baker. I'm your host, and I'm here with my new good friend, Ben Jayson. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Jaclyn, for inviting me onto your podcast.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited. This is going to be a great conversation. So before we dive in, just tell everyone your name, your company name, what you do, all that good stuff.
Sure. So my name's Ben Jayson, and I am an EOS implementer. So I go into companies typically that have underdeveloped middle management, and I teach them how to create a strong leadership team and get strong in three areas we like to call vision, traction, and healthy. Vision is we get everybody on the same page with where we're going and how we're going to get there. Traction is about how do you instill discipline and accountability throughout the whole organization. And then healthy is we make the leadership team and much more open, honest, direct, and we transfer this culture throughout the entire organization.
Amazing. I love to hear that. How did you get started in all of this?
So I grew up in a family business, always knew I was going to one day run it. And I wanted to bring a diverse skill set to the table. So studied finance, marketing, and accounting. And then I joined GE and I went through one of their leadership development programs. So I spent 5 years with them. And then I joined my family business, worked my way up from working on a machine to president of the company, and decided that I'd rather work with non-family members, to be honest. It's just a different kind of challenge. And so Traction was the best business book that I'd read running the company, and I decided to use these tools in the Traction library to help other people overcome some challenges they might be facing.
Amazing. Yeah, I know I'm a big fan of business books as well. I'm a little obsessed with Brian Tracy, if you're familiar with him.
Brian Tracy.
He wrote Eat That Frog, if that rings a bell.
I hear a lot about eating the frog concept, but I have not read that book specifically.
It's an amazing book. I usually listen to the audio also when I'm just like cooking and cleaning and stuff like that, and it gets me all in the zone.
Awesome. I'm taking a note here to check it out later.
Oh, definitely. It's a good one. So how do you mainly promote yourself in the business? Is it social media? Is it other avenues? What are you doing?
Great question. So it's evolving. I'm just trying to learn and get better 1 month after the next. And so I started out doing a lot of in-person networking and building out my network that way. And then I found someone who helped me with my social media content, and I started making these videos. And after doing these, I started realizing that when I was meeting people, they would tell me that they feel like they know me very well because they see my videos and they feel much closer to me than, they would have otherwise. And so that's been a tremendous help for me.
Yeah, no, videos are amazing because I've seen a lot of yours as well. And just having like a face, if you will, that makes you feel more confident sometimes when you're about to work with someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I've seen their face. They look nice. They know what they're doing. I want to, do more business.
Absolutely. I had someone reach out to me who said that he was cleaning out his desk and he came across my business card, and then he saw my video and he decided that there was a sign that he needed to reach out and he might end up becoming a client. So
oh, wow.
Last week.
Do you get a lot of leads from your videos, would you say?
Actually, no, I do not. I think this is really about brand building and establishing yourself and your credibility in the market. But I have not had many leads come through the videos. With that being said, I just started making these videos a few months ago.
Yeah, because I constantly get asked from clients, friends, family, like, hey, how do I get leads? How do I get leads? Like, what do you normally recommend?
So what I recommend is I use Sales Navigator in a different way than a lot of people. So in the past, what I used to do for my networking and lead gen was I would go to a networking event, meet a whole bunch of people, and try to set up a bunch of one-on-ones. And then when I was having the one-on-ones at the end, I would ask if they know anybody who could be interested in what I do, if they could make an introduction for me. And when I did it that way, I got nothing. So someone taught me how to use Sales Navigator on LinkedIn, and it completely changed my process. Now, when I go to a networking event, I just try to collect as many business cards as possible, and then I bring them home, and then I put the people into Sales Navigator to see, are they connected with my target clients? because I was wasting a lot of time with people who wanted to help but just weren't able to. So once I've narrowed it down to the people who would be good connectors for me, then what I do is I use that Sales Navigator tool to create a list of names of people that I would like to meet. So at the end of the meeting, I would give them that list and say, if you know anybody on this list who could help, I'd appreciate an introduction. And that significantly increased my my lead gen.
That's amazing because I don't know, it's kind of like every brand is so unique and what techniques work for one person may not work for another. And then once you find your kind of sweet spot, if you will, you're like, okay, I know this works for me. It's like, just keep on doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like for me personally, most of my leads come from Instagram and LinkedIn, but I know people have completely opposite, situations.
And I think that the whole thing is just try to get better and realize that everybody starts out struggling, and everybody's first attempt at doing anything, whether it's social media or something else, it's not going to be as good as their 10th attempt will be. And the key is just to not give up, not quit, and just keep on learning and trying to grow.
Yeah, and it's so up and down as well, because for me personally, I'll have months where I'm so busy, I can't even blink. And then a month later, it'll just be very chill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so during that chill period, you kind of have to remind yourself, like, okay, this isn't forever. It's happened to me before. I'm sure it'll happen again. Just do what you can, and things will get busy again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to keep on planting seeds, and you keep on planting them. And, when they come in, you just got to be ready for them.
Yeah, and it's also, I feel like, not keeping all your eggs in one basket, because social media is what I do. So I may be a bit biased, but I do think it's such an amazing tool, but you still kind of have to look for other things that could help support you along that.
Absolutely. And I think it has to do a lot with who your target client is. If LinkedIn and social media is fantastic if you've got a B2C product, but if you're B2B, there might be other more focused approaches that'll get you to where you need to go.
Oh, for sure, because I've been to a couple of conferences and I didn't have the most success, but I know like it's nothing I did wrong. It's kind of just, okay, this may not be for me, or maybe the conference wasn't appropriate, like regarding who was there. So maybe my target audience wasn't like in attendance.
Yep. And the clearer you can get with your target audience, the more effective you can be in reaching them. One of the challenges I see that a lot of people have is when they say, my product's good for anyone and everyone, it makes it incredibly difficult to be focused with your approach.
For sure. Like it takes a really strong and confident person to, I guess you could say, turn a client away or refer them to somebody else. Because you can't work with everyone because your service isn't for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Where do you see your business in the next few years?
I'm someone who always has my foot in a couple different areas. But I see having, I would say probably a few clients for EOS, but I'm looking to get back into leadership with a different organization. I'm actually looking at acquiring a business at the moment.
Oh, wow. It's so exciting. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear more about it when it's more close.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Do you have any final thoughts, ideas, wisdom to share with listeners before we hop off?
Absolutely. I would say that it's a difficult journey, starting being vulnerable enough to put yourself out there in social media. But, the way I like to look at it is a lot of people think that failure is the opposite of success, but I like to think of it as the stepping stones for success. And as long as you look at your failures and extract lessons from them, learn and grow, you're going to find yourself in a better place in the end.
Exactly. And I feel like you also kind of get more used to things as it happens more frequently. I know I look at events that happen to me sometimes, both business and personal. And I think to myself, wow, 5 years ago, this would have been devastating. But now I just say to myself, you know what happens? Just move on, live and learn. To be blunt. All right. This was a great conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for reaching out, Jaclyn.
Of course. Let everyone know how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. You can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Ben Jayson. I spelled Jason with a Y, so Jayson, and it's on LinkedIn that you'll also be able to see some of the videos that I've been working on.
Yes, you should definitely watch them. They are fantastic. Yeah, I'll put all of Ben's links in the show notes so you could easily connect with him. All right. Thank you again for taking the time. This was a great conversation, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jaclyn. Take
Oh,
care.
of course, of course.